Greetings and welcome to a Prayerful Pause. My name is Nancy Woodworth-Hill, and amongst other things, I'm a spiritual director. Today we're going to explore praying through icons, a window looking out on eternity. I have kept this icon on my desk in prayer corner for many years. It's a copy of one painted by Andrei Rublev in 1425 in memory of the great Russian saint Sergius. Now the word icon comes from the Greek icon, meaning image or resemblance, and this word is most often associated with a particular kind of religious art, and only much later with the small symbols used on a computer screen. It may be helpful to understand an icon by putting it in opposition to an idol. When one worships an idol, the idol is where the worship ends. Modern idols can be many things: ideas, people, any entity where we place our hearts and our trust and desires that is not God or of God. It's an important distinction to reflect on, as it's like right-sizing one's relationship with oneself, with others, and with creation and with the divine. Idols will distort relationships, while icons invite us to explore, indeed to enter, deeper relationships, especially with God. In the Eastern Orthodox tradition, icons play an important role, which dates back to at least the 3rd century. They offer a sacred portal to communion between earth and heaven. Many think of this portal as a doorway or a window through which we bring our eyes to gaze and our heart to rest in the divine. An icon proclaims God's kingdom, giving a glimpse of heaven, which is often revealed gradually as one gazes over time. An icon is like a window looking out on eternity. Icons are written to lead us into the inner room of prayer and bring us closer to the heart of God. Each element of an icon is symbolic, pointing to some spiritual truth about God. Christ, the saints, and angels all have halos, and angels have wings because they're messengers. Color is important as well. Gold represents the radiance of heaven. Red is life on earth. Blue is the color of heaven. White is the uncreated light of God, most often showing up in icons about the resurrection and transfiguration. If you look at icons of Jesus and Mary, Jesus wears a red robe with a blue outer garment, signifying God become human. And Mary wears a blue robe with a red overgarment. She's been granted gifts by God. The word gaze is an appropriate one with its sense of focus, fixing one's eyes on with a steady intent. When praying with an icon, one wants to gaze upon the icon. The icon shapes the perspective of the divine, thereby inviting an aspect of the mystery to enter one's soul. In Orthodox churches, it's not uncommon to see an individual kiss an icon of Christ. To do so is to show love towards Jesus Christ himself. So as with other practices, we'll talk about a beginning, a middle, and an end. So one needs to prepare. If you have a regular place or time of prayer, make room for an icon of your choice there. If you don't have this as part of your regular prayer practice, consider where you will prepare a place. Get comfortable. Perhaps you can begin by attending to your breath or any other way that feels right to you as you prepare to gaze. Perhaps light a candle or burn some incense, further enhancing this atmosphere of prayer. Give yourself time, about 10 to 15 minutes in all, to start. Simply gaze at the icon. Remain still and silent. Look at it. Notice where your eye is drawn. Notice the detail and color. What feelings are stirred up? Notice the eyes. They're looking back at us. Let them penetrate your soul. What are they trying to tell you? Listen for the word of God, what God desires to speak to us. This prayer is a conversation where we deepen our love of God. We need only be open. This is a receptive experience, so gazing into heaven and allowing God to touch your heart. So after sufficient time has passed, give thanks for the opportunity to be with God. Praying with icons can be a beautiful experience, one that can be repeated each and every day. And have respect for the icon. Store it in a suitable place. So a few words about this icon. Using Henry Nouwen's description, this icon is about living in the house of love. It's the three angels who appear at the oak of memory, who eat a meal with Sarah and Abraham and announce the birth of Isaac. So we notice the colors in here, the red and the blue, the green, the translucent bit. They all tell us something. And in many ways, this icon is also about God's mission in the Trinity. The oak of memory, for instance, can become the tree of life. The lamb that Abraham offered to the angels becomes the sacrificial lamb, the center of the icon. And you can notice the different ways that the hands of the three angels are pointing. What I love most about this icon is that there is a place for me. I feel drawn up into the love of God for His creation. I am fed at this table. I am well loved here.